Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave, and I've spent over 15 years building and running a successful company alongside a couple of great partners. Together, we grew the company to operate nationwide, and it was an incredible journey. But in 2024, after careful consideration and for a variety of personal reasons, my partners and I decided to shut down operations. It wasn't an easy choice, but it was one that made sense for where I am in life. At just 52 years old, with my son about to start high school, I found myself at a crossroads. I could keep pushing in the business world, or I could step back, focus on what really matters, and explore new possibilities. So, I made the decision to simplify. I'm not talking about quitting. I'm talking about living more intentionally, focusing on family, adventure, and the things that bring me joy. And that's how Keep It Simple, This, That, and the Other was born. This channel is about embracing simplicity, whether it's in how I approach life, the adventures we go on, or the projects I dive into. I'm excited to share this journey with you all as I explore new adventures, DIY projects, and the everyday moments that make life worthwhile. So, whether you're here for the travels, the family life, or the simple things, I'm glad you're along for the ride. Don't forget to subscribe and join me as we simplify things together. So this morning, despite the roads being a little wet, I decided to take my bike out for a ride in the beautiful North Georgia mountains. Georgia weather hasn't exactly been on my side lately, but the morning looked clear for the most part, or at least, that's what I thought. I figured, why not? It seemed like the perfect opportunity to get out on the bike and enjoy some fresh mountain air, but of course, things didn't go exactly as planned. As I got deeper into the mountains, the weather took a turn for the worse. The rain started coming down, and then the fog rolled in. Thick. Not exactly the ride I had in mind, but hey, that's part of the adventure. Stick around to see how this ride went from there. Let's go. So far so good. Definitely starting off to be a really peaceful ride this morning. The roads are quiet, the air is fresh, and I've got the North Georgia mountains waiting on me. It's exactly what I needed. There's something about being out here on the bike, with the world still waking up, that just feels right. I'm only 5 minutes into my ride, and it's so peaceful out here that I'm already lost in my thoughts. But nothing like passing a sheriff to startle you right back into reality. I looked into my rear view and noticed he did hit his brakes a little, but I guess even he didn't want to interrupt a peaceful morning. It's a little moment of we're both in this together, you know? Alright, let's pick up the pace a bit and get up to those mountains for some real fun. I wasn't quite sure which loop I wanted to take, so I made a quick stop to figure out my route and plan the next leg of the ride. So here's what I settled on: a quick loop around the Burnt Mountain Preserve with a quick stop at the Burnt Mountain Lookout for some killer views. Let's go enjoy the ride. So how's the ride going so far? Leave a comment below and let me know what routes you like to take when you're out on your bike. let's slow it down for a second and take a look at this gorgeous view. Okay, let's keep going. The weather's been beautiful to this point. The skies have cleared, it's nice and calm. But I have a feeling that's all about to change. As I pull off at the Burn Mountain Lookout, you can definitely see the weather starting to shift. I thought to myself, alright, it's just a little fog. Right? Alright, I decided to stretch my legs for a minute and take in the sights. The fog was definitely starting to thicken, and as I stood there looking out, I had that brief thought roll through my head. Should I keep going? Or should I head back the way I came? While I'm stopped, I thought I'd take a moment to tell you about what I'm riding today. This is a 2024 KTM 890 SMT, a bike that blends the agility of a supermoto with the comfort of a sport tourer. Powered by an 889cc parallel twin engine, it delivers a claimed 103 horsepower and 74 pound-feet of torque, providing smooth and responsive power delivery. The 6-speed gearbox, paired with a slipper assist clutch, ensures precise shifting. I don't know if the camera is actually picking that up, but you can actually see the fog moving. I guess this is what it's like to ride in a cloud. Alright, I think I'm going to keep moving. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit. And the fog, a little bit more fog is rolling in, so I think I'm going to get up out of here. this point, the weather definitely took a turn for the worse. The fog was thick, and then it started to rain. What you can't really see on camera is just how bad it got. I've got a tinted visor on, which was making it almost impossible to see. Once again, I had to ask myself, should I turn around and head back, or should I keep going? Of course I kept going. After making my way through the rain and fog, I decided to pull off for a brief moment to compose myself. It's good to take a second, catch your breath, and make sure you're in the right headspace before continuing on. The roads are still wet, so I'm going to slow down a little and just enjoy the ride. Sometimes, it's not about pushing hard, but soaking in the beauty around us and taking the time to appreciate the moment. But then again, sometimes you just need to twist the throttle a little harder and feel the rush. It's all about finding the balance between enjoying the ride and letting loose when the road calls for it. That's a wrap on today's ride. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me through the North Georgia mountains. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe for more adventures. And if you want to support the channel and help keep the rides going, check out my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Every bit helps, and I truly appreciate your support. Thanks for riding along, and I'll see you in the next one.